society are very much related. So laws of the society should reflect identity of society concerned. Unless otherwise, you should not use laws that are transplanted or borrowed from foreign culture in the system. So as per this theory, you should use your own law based on your society's culture, tradition, and identity. You can adjudicate your cases in customary tribunals. So we can say that our constitution allows customary laws and customary courts in limited areas. However, when we evaluate our constitution, its nature allows us to promote our culture. When I say its nature, as you know, Ethiopia is a multicultural society. The constitution is recognizing this. We are using the ethnic federalism based on your nation, your culture, your language, your territory, your psychological makeup. So based on the nature of the constitution, especially when I say the nature of the constitution is recognizing federal system. The federal system allows states to rule themselves by their own.
Their own constitution?
Yeah, based on the constitution, they are autonomous. So this autonomy allows them to reflect their culture, to use their culture for solving their legal issues. So we can say that the constitution generally allows and gives green signal to promote our culture, to use our culture.
In Ethiopian constitution, did you believe that we use our customary laws?
When we talk about modern law, massive codification is conducted after 1960s under Emperor Haile Selassie's regime. Before that, Ethiopians were using customary laws. Now also we are using our own customary law, even if it's not recognized with modern system. The society is using its own custom to solve its own problems. The custom is alive. Whether the government allows for the society or not, it does not matter. But the modern society should solve their problem based on their own experience. Because currently, the status in which you are found is not sufficient enough to solve your problem. The knowledge you have, the experience you have matters. The history you pass through matters. So we should solve our problem based on our past history, past experience, past culture. So practically, we are not using our custom or culture for modern society. That means even if custom is not practical at the urban level, for those who are living in the rural areas, still now they are using their custom, their culture to solve their problems. So now what is expected from the government is to recognize such fact. The point is, by de facto, custom is there. By de facto, the rule is there. By de facto, the courts are there. The courts are there, even if the modern system is not recognized. But recognition is needed to make customary law systematic, to make the tribunal systematic, to assure its transition to the next generation. Recognition is needed. By the way, when we see John Austin's point, there are theories that obliges customary law to be recognized with modern system. John Austin argues that for a law to be a law, it should emanate from the mouth of sovereign organ. The question is, who is the sovereign organ? As per the John Austin, the sovereign organ is the government in modern system, the one who is governing the country. Now the point is, can we say that customary law is law as per the John Austin's position? No, we can't say. Since it is not pronounced with the modern government, with the parliament, or with the council of the state, we can't say that customary law is law. But there are those who are arguing opposite of this. even if modern system is not recognized, since society is using that law, since the cases are adjudicated based on the traditional tribunal, there is no any need of bless of modern system. Those who are arguing in opposite of John Austin's position. But the main point is not this for me. The main point is, as you know, customary law is in the memory of elders. If the memory of elders fail, then you may lose the law. You may lose the tribunal. You may lose the culture. So it needs systematic arrangement. You should study them. You should research them. And you should systematically organize the law. Not only the law, you should systematically organize the tribunal. Then we can enable customary laws to transcend to the next generation.
When we talk about the customary laws, it is impossible to don't touch about the GADA system of the Oromo people.
Possible.
In one stage, you are advocating the Oromia regional government should consider the GADA customary laws, and also we should have GADA courts. From what reason you have said that?
We are in the process of transition. Yes, political transition. It's democratic transition. As you know, there are various stages on a democratic transition. The first stage is the stage of liberalization. We have already crossed through, and now also crossing through stage of liberalization. The second stage is the stage of election. Now we are marching to the stage of election. And the third stage is the stage where democratic system is consolidated. It could be referred to as a consolidated democracy stage. Now the point is, when we are striving to transition, are we trying to realize the transition based on our own values or based on the Western values? This is the point that has to be taken into account seriously. As to me, what is to be conducted now is we should contextualize democracy. Yeah, transition is democratic transition, I understand. There are a package of democracies that has to be taken into account in the process of transition, but are we in need of to be Western Democrat or African Democrat society? Would you have our own indigenous democratic system? That is GADA system. So why don't we take GADA as a package of democracy? As a package of democracy. For the government to be legitimate, the government should win society's values, society's needs, society's aspiration. Now, society's aspiration should be measured by realizing the GADA system under the modern era. So, when we say GADA court, it could serve even purpose of transition, democratic transition. The government could get legitimacy from the society concerned if the government tries to realize GADA court. So GADA court is advocating our past values, and democracy is advocating Western values. We can contextualize democracy with GADA system and realize the transition. This is the point.
Is it possible to implement in the countries which have more than 18 national nationalities?
Okay, good. By the way, here in Ethiopia, we do have Cushitic societies. By the way, we were intoxicated with Solomonic dynastic veil, which was fiction of few organs to manipulate political power. The reality is Cushitic civilization. The reality is Kush society. Now, GADA system is not a matter of Oromo society. It is a matter of African society. Professor Asmarum Lagasa is arguing that in its book, Oromo Democracy, an indigenous African political system. Even his title shows that GADA system is African indigenous political system. So, not only Ethiopians who are and were living together by sharing their values and their cultures, but also Africans should take GADA as their own democratic system. It is Black African civilization. So it represents all nationalities and the peoples. By the way, Asmarom is arguing in his book, at the 16th century, when Western societies were living under the monarchical system, we Africans were living under democratic system, that is GADA democracy, he is arguing. So nationalities could not neglect GADA. It is theirs. It is theirs. By the way, Oromo is all in this country. Oromo is all. He has tried his best when I say he is Oromo. So Oromo, in his experience, it did have relationship with nationalities and the peoples. There are so many interactions with nationalities and the peoples. Even when you go to southern nationalities and the peoples, there are significant nationalities and the peoples who are using GADA system. And others, even who do not know GADA, if they try to search their history, the reality is GADA system is not a matter of Oromo nation only, it's a matter of Ethiopia, it's a matter of African society. So we can use GADA system for all, but specifically now, based on the constitution, the Oromia State Council can recognize for Oromia State GADA system, GADA court. It can recognize. Gradually, if it develops, it can influence even the whole African societies, not only nationalities and the peoples of Ethiopia.
Okay, let's back to the issues of GADA court. What kinds of issues will be solved when we implement, when we have the GADA courts?
By the way, based on the constitution now, issues that are related with law of person, issues that are related with family law, issues that are related with succession could be addressed by GADA court based on the constitution. But if the constitution is amended, we should amend the article as to accommodate other civil cases also. For example, we could accommodate land issues, especially rural land issues could be addressed by GADA court. Not only land issues, but also criminal law, criminal issues. By the way, there is a concept of restorative justice system. Restorative justice system is a system which is competing with modern criminal system, and a system which could replace the modern criminal system, and a system which assures participation of the society in the criminal justice administration system. So, GADA court should replace restorative justice, should serve as to replace the modern criminal justice system. So, criminal cases could be addressed by GADA court.
Did you believe that there's something in the GADA that the Western societies may adopt, may take from us?
Even if it needs reading, and even if I need to discuss on this point broadly at another program, now I can raise what I remember. First, from GADA, Western society could learn that one should not stay in the power after he elected once. He cannot again sit.
Leadership position?
In the leadership position. Asmarom is arguing that no need of electing someone again in the same position. Rather, since it has its own duties that he can discharge, And there are those who can do much better than the previous leader. No need of giving him additional chance to lead in that position.
Thank you very much. Okay, this is all about our special edition on Oromia Broadcasting Network. Goodbye.